Guys, welcome to my class. This is Economy MCQs Part 5. Let's get started. And the first question is, what is meant by fiscal drag? And the option A, the tendency of inflation to reduce purchasing power. Option B, the impact of taxation that pulls more income into higher tax brackets as nominal income rises. Option C, decreased investment due to high interest rates. Option D, reduced exports due to tariffs. And the correct answer is option A. Option B. The fiscal drag happens when inflation increases nominal income, pushing taxpayers into higher brackets, increasing tax burden without real income growth. And the next question is, which of the following is an example of indirect tax? And the options are option A, wealth tax; option B, income tax; option C, goods and service tax; option D, corporate tax. And the correct answer is option C. Indirect taxes like GST are imposed at goods and services and are ultimately paid by consumers. That is, when the incidence of tax and imposition of tax is same, then the tax is direct, while when the incidence of tax is different from the imposition of tax, or the object on which the tax is imposed or the person on the tax is imposed, then it is called the indirect tax. And the next question is, what is the significance of the dependency ratio? And the option side indicates the ratio of foreign reserves to external debt. It measures the proportion of dependent people to working age population. Option C, it represents proportion of imports in GDP. Option D shows the ratio of debt to GDP. And the correct answer is option B. The dependency ratio is the number of dependents young and old to the working age population, impacting economic growth potential. And the next question is, what does the twin deficit and economy refer to? And the options are high unemployment and inflation rates, high fiscal and current accounts deficits, inflation and deflation occurring simultaneously, debt to GDP and trade deficit. And the correct answer is option B. The twin deficit refers to the simultaneous occurrence of fiscal deficit and current account deficit in an economy. And the next question is, in an economy, a sunk cost is defined as the options are cost that has already been incurred and cannot be recovered. Option B, a future cost that will impact production. Option C, investment cost. Option D, unavoidable expense. And the correct answer is option A. Sink cost is a cost that has already been incurred and cannot be recovered, making it irrelevant to the future decision making. And the next question is, the Philip curve depicts the relationship between, and the option interest rate and investment, option B, inflation and unemployment, option C, wage rates and labor supply, option D, GDP growth and fiscal deficit. And then the correct answer is option B, inflation and unemployment. In economy, a sunk cost is defined and options are costs that have already been incurred and cannot be recovered. Option B, a future cost that will impact production. Option C, an investment cost. Option D, an unavoidable expense. And the correct answer is option A. Next question is, the Phillips curves depicts the relationship between, and the option interest rates and investment, option B, inflation and unemployment, option C, wage and rates and labor supply, option D, GDP growth and fiscal deficit. And the correct answer is uh, option B. The Philip curves illustrate the inverse relationship between inflation and employment in the short run. And the next question is, what is primary focus of development economics? And the option analyzing the role of taxation, option B, studying economic growth of industrialized countries, option C, addressing issues of economic growth in developing countries, option D, analyzing market behavior in economics. And the correct answer is addressing Option C, development economics examine the process of economic development in low and middle income countries, focusing on reducing poverty and increasing growth. And the next question is, crowding out is an economic context means options are option A, government spending reducing private investment, option B, increased exports reducing imports, option C, foreign direct investment reducing domestic investment, option D, high inflation crowding out savings. And the correct answer is option A. Crowding out occurs when government borrowing leads to higher interest rates and reducing private sector investment, because there will be less money to be gotten by the private sector. And the next question is, what does the liberalization of an economy typically involve? And the option increasing restrictions on imports, option B reducing restrictions of private enterprise in trade, option C raising government control over the economy, option D increasing protection of for domestic industry. And the correct answer is option B. Liberalization refers to the process that removes restrictions on businesses and open the economy to international trade and investment. And the next question is, what is human capital? And the options are physical assets owned by human, option B physical wealth of a person, option C skills, knowledge and experience possessed by an individual, option D total population of a country. And the correct answer is option C. Human capital is the economic value of a worker's experience and skills, including education, training, intelligence, and health. And the next question is, and this was the last question. Thank you for attending the class. Let's meet in the